Hey y'all, I know I did not get a video out last week and I'm sorry about that, but I've been a little bit busy. It's pretty hectic this time of year for us. We've got everything going on at one time, and to top that off, I got a building that I've got to get built before I can build the new greenhouse that Holly and I just went and picked up. So we're trying to get this going here. So this is a shed that we built last year. This is not my shed, but a shed that I built actually for my dad. And this is the new one. That was the equipment shed. This is going to be the hay barn. This shed is identical to the other with a couple of exceptions. And I learned a lot on that first build. So with this one, we got it all up and then went and decided we were going to put gables on the end trusses to kind of dress it up. I think it really adds a lot to the building instead of having those bar joist trusses just bare and exposed. So this time I decided I was going to build these gable trusses with them on the ground, and that has proved to be exponentially faster. So we just framed up the trusses, drilled some small holes to be able to screw 2x4s to, and there are studs up through there. Well, I'll show you the back of this one. So you can see how we studded it up with 2x4s and screwed it to that bar joist truss. And this is a Nash Building Systems is who makes this kit building, and it's a pretty dang good way to go. Pretty affordable. I think you can get in even labor to build it with me building it. I think you can get in even today, since prices have gone up so much. I think with that that one right there is 40 by 84, and I think you're probably looking at 25 grand as it stands. Today's prices. It was a little bit less when I built that one, but this one probably going to be similarly priced, I would say, just guessing, but it is shorter. This will be identical to that one with a few exceptions. This one is going to have side walls on it, ground to overhang side walls, red. The red gables instead of silver. I think he's talking about going back and painting the gables on that one red. But this one is 40 by 60, so I think it's probably going to about balance out with the price by the time you figure in the sidewalls and the extra labor. But these are pretty slick buildings. This is what I've been up to the past few days, on top of running water, running fertilizer, spraying fungicides, etc., etc. And if I get a little bit of time, get away from here before dark, I'll take you on a little produce tour here. So this is not 5 minutes later, this is more like a day later. But here's some new stuff that we got going on old plastic. Turn you around here. This is a late plant and a half runners. Should be ready sometime, I don't know, we might pick them before September, but I'm thinking September. And this time the guys don't really like to do it, but I had them put these on 6-foot sticks. The reason for that is because half runners will make beans all the way. As long as they can keep growing up, they'll keep making beans. When over and starts turning back down, then it quits making beans. But you can see these are some serious sticks here. I'm not very tall. I'm only about 5'8", but these sticks are pretty dang pretty dang big. And I can empathize with them. I know why they don't like using them, because they're a son of a gun to tie, because you can't really reach over them, so it's aggravating to use a little bit, but it'll yield more beans. This is old strawberry plastic, and it actually cleaned up right nice. I sprayed it with Gramoxone first, and then came through and mowed it, and then came back after things had kind of put back out a little bit and sprayed it with Roundup and Prefix, which is Reflex and Dual Magnum. And those are half runners over there, and now I got snap beans, and then on over a ways we got some more purple hulled peas. We're getting to the point of the season where some weeds and crap start to get away from me. It's just inevitable. It's going to happen. It does every year. And it's about 100 degrees, so ain't nobody interested in stomping through crabgrass in the row middles and cuckleburrs just to do a little spraying and sweat yourself to death in the process. But we're picking a bunch of tomatoes, starting to have some disease set in, but I'm not really going to stress about it a whole lot at this point in the season. We're picking some pretty tomatoes, and we're picking some really terrible looking tomatoes, but that's the way it always goes. Got some really nice heirlooms. I'm actually not sure why some of these didn't get picked today. They picked tomatoes today. We're still picking some of earlier plantings of beans, and we're working our way through the different plantings of sweet corn, picking a lot of okra, cucumbers, cantaloupes, all of that sort of stuff. It's a little iffy, but I've got about a dozen rows of sweet corn right here. You can see it just starting to come up. It's a little bit of a gamble as to whether that's going to make before frost gets it, but anyway, I'm not going to just ramble forever. I'm just out here checking some water, running a little potassium nitrate to some of these beans that are young, and been kind of slack on my videos, but I just wanted to get one out and kind of give you a little bit of an update on what's going on, and I will get you a pumpkin update. Alright y'all, one last thing here before I let you go. Give you a little pumpkin update. Standing in the Kratos, virtually all of our pumpkins came up. Some of them are a lot smaller. Stand looks a little thin out in here. When you ride through it, they're there. They're just not, they don't seem to all have the same vigor for some reason. Over here, butternut squash is rocking and rolling like it always does. You can't hold that stuff back. Full of weeds, primarily morning glories. Just got through spraying some Sandia. I was gonna do Sandia and Volunteer at the same time, but I got to reading the labels, and the Volunteer says it decreases the efficacy if you spray it with a broadleaf herbicide. So opted to wait on that one, but overall fairly happy. Not super happy with my pre-emerge weed control, but it's a battle we fight every year. Hopefully I'm gonna get over here and spray some row middles with hooded sprayer here pretty soon. But this Sandia is, I think the word they use, it suppresses a lot of broadleaf, so it will not kill them, but it will stun them enough that the cucurbits can get ahead of them. So that's the big thing with morning glories. Morning glories are a major problem in pumpkins, but Sandia at the right rate, applied correctly, we'll stun them and turn them yellow and hold them back long enough for the pumpkins to outgrow them. So that's kind of the goal. Some of this other stuff we'll try to get with the hooded sprayer, and I'll have another update for y'all before long. Try to keep videos coming best I can. If you've got any suggestions on some content you'd like to see, let me know. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.